Good morning students, welcome back to our social class. In the last class we have been discussing about the climate of different regions with the influence of temperature. We understood what is extreme climate. Extreme climates are present in which areas. These kinds of things we discussed in the last class. Did you understand them? If you have any doubt, don't hesitate to ask me. Okay. Today we are going to study about another aspect of temperature. It is called inversion of temperature. Inversion of temperature. What is meant by inversion of temperature? See, in winter season, usually we know that the days are short, nights are long. Days are short means the sun rises after 7 o'clock, the sun sets by 5:30, like that. It means that the night is longer than day. In summer season is just opposite to that. In summer season, days are long, nights are short. In the early classes we read, at daytime, the earth receives heat from the sun. The earth receives heat from the sun. And in the night time, in the absence of the sun, this heat is radiated back to the space. The earth cannot hold the heat. The earth's crust cannot hold the heat it received during the daytime. If it does so, what's the problem? If it holds the heat it received during the daytime, what's the problem? The problem is that the crust will become hotter and hottest. At last, it becomes a place which is unable to inhabit living things. That means the crust will become hotter and hotter and hotter. So, what does the crust do? During daytime it absorbs heat, and during night it gives the heat back into the space. So backward radiation, called terrestrial radiation, takes place during the night. In summer season, the days are more, the nights are short, so that much cooling will not take place. But during the winter season, as the night is very long, cooling takes place. Means the days are short, so the heat energy absorbed by the earth is small amount only, and in the night this heat is radiated into the space. As a result, the atmospheric temperature falls very much. When the atmospheric temperature falls very much, what happens? The water vapor in the air condenses to form snow or dew. In the early morning, we can see water drops on the grass, water drops on the plants. Where did these drops of water come from? Was there a rainfall in the night? We may have the doubt. No, there was not a rainfall. These water drops are called dew. It was the effect of the cooling temperature during the night time. The water changed into, the water vapor changed into water droplets. This process is called inversion. What is this process called? Now we are going to see the temperatures of the places which are near to the equator and far away from the equator. How is it? In which area it is hotter, in which area the temperature is average, in which area it is cooler. This is what we are going to see now. So look in your textbook, page number 29, a graph is shown here. A graph of the temperature readings of three places. Which are the three places? One is Singapore, the other is Vladivostok, Russia, and next one is Shanghai in China. These are the three places of which the graph is made here. Let us look at the graph once. So this is the graph in your textbook. In this graph, the temperatures of three places are marked. Look at the upper one, this green line. This green line is for Singapore. And the middle red one, this red one is for Shanghai. And the blue one is for Vladivostok. Singapore, Shanghai in China, and Vladivostok in Russia. Now if you look at the graph closely, the lowest temperature of Vladivostok, it is around -8, -9, and the maximum only 23 degrees Celsius. So in the month of January, the temperature of Vladivostok, noted here, only -9 degrees Celsius, and in the month of August, it is noted as 23 degrees Celsius, and in December, it is -5 degrees Celsius. That means the graph of Vladivostok, temperature of Vladivostok rises gradually and again falls gradually. So August is the hottest month for Vladivostok. And what about Shanghai? In Shanghai, the lowest temperature is 7 degrees Celsius in January, and it is 12 degrees Celsius in December. What is the highest? Highest is 31 degree Celsius in the month of July and August. So July and August are the hottest months for Shanghai, but 32 degree is not very high temperature. And what about Singapore? So this is the average temperature of these three countries, average. It can be more than that at a certain point of time. And what about Singapore? We can see the temperature of Singapore is almost constant throughout the year. From the month of January to the month of December, the temperature is around 30 degrees Celsius. That means it never goes below and it never rises above. The temperature is almost constant. So from this we can understand the position of these places. So Singapore must be near to the equator, and Shanghai and Vladivostok are away from the equator. Which is farther from the equator? Vladivostok is farther from the equator than Shanghai. So which place is the hottest? Singapore is the hottest. Next hottest is Shanghai, and Vladivostok is a cooler place. It's not hot there. It is not hot there. In one of these three places, there will be no snow. Snow will not be there. Can you say which place do not have snow? Vladivostok, Shanghai, or Singapore? Yes, Singapore does not have snow anytime because its temperature is always 30 plus. In such a temperature, there cannot be snowfall. That's why. Now, temperature maps. What is the necessity of temperature maps? Or what do the temperature maps show? The temperature maps show the temperatures of, average temperatures of different regions in a country. Different regions in a country. Temperatures of different regions in a country. For example, India. India is a vast country. Vast country means very large country. Its geographical regions, its distance from the equator. Several places in India are far away from equator, several places are very near to the equator. So, the temperatures of the different places in India are very different. So, to study a particular place, it is very necessary to know the average temperature of that particular region. To understand the climate, weather conditions, etc. of that region, we need to know what is the average temperature of that region. For that, a temperature map is prepared. This is prepared by measuring the temperature values of different times and adding the totals and dividing it by the number of readings, we get an average temperature of a particular region. In your atlas, you have an atlas book with you. You have already bought an atlas book. Take that atlas book. In that atlas book, the Indian maps are given and there is a temperature map in it. In that map, different regions are marked with the temperature distribution of that region with a different color. And from this we can understand the temperature of a particular region. So if you take your atlas and look in it, you can see that. And here is a table on the next page. And here this table, one Hyderabad, Agra, Madurai and Nagpur. 4 places are given. Hyderabad in Telangana now. Agra in UP means Uttar Pradesh. Madurai in Tamil Nadu. Nagpur in Maharashtra. So here the temperature in January of Hyderabad is given, and it is your work to find out the temperature in January of Agra, Madurai and Nagpur. Using the atlas, you try to find out the average temperature of Agra, Madurai and Nagpur. So use the atlas temperature map and find out the temperature of these places and write down in the columns here. Also, one column is given for latitude. On which latitude this place comes, this place falls. That also you have to mention. Here Hyderabad falls on 17 degree north latitude. That's it. And if we look at that, in India we can find out that the average temperature is never below 30 degrees C in any place in India. The average temperature is not higher than, not below that. Is not higher than. The average temperature is not higher than 30 degree Celsius. But it does not mean that there is no temperature more than 30 degree. Yes, temperature more than 30 degree will be there. But this is average temperature. Average means the total temperature divided the number of readings. That's it. Okay. So, find out the highest average temperature of these places in January. A question. Why is the north cooler in winter than the south? The north is cooler than the south in winter season. Why? The answer is very clear. The north is far away from the equator. The north is at higher latitudes. That's the reason why the north is cooler than the south in winter. Here again a table is given, and read the table very well. And in the right column, some questions also are given. Write answers to these questions. So these are your homeworks today for this week. And these two boxes. First box you find out the temperature of Agra, Madurai and Nagpur. Second, read this table and answer these 5 questions given here. And also study 10 questions from material, especially these box questions are inside the result. Page number 29 also in the box, some questions are given. These answers also you have to read and study. We shall have a slip test by the next time. For that you have to read and prepare. You have to do your homework and send to me. Some students have already sent last week's homework. Congratulations, special congratulations for them. Okay? So study well. Wish you all the best.